Good evening, everybody. I'm Andrew D. Meredith, and tonight with me, we have two guests because they have come on to celebrate with me the end of life. No, the end of my Kickstarter. No news like that. Because the Kickstarter for Needle and Leaf, if you're not following it, is live for exactly, load please, 59 minutes. So you have 59 minutes to get your deluxe boxes because they are not going to be available after the Kickstarter closes because I have to order a certain number. Just saying. So if you're coming in right now, please go back it. And there's already comments. Let's double check we got those. I see a few important people. Renee M, that's my mommy, and she is here. Hello, mother. And then Bookishly Bookish is my editor. She did not edit this one, but wait, did she? She edited Fife. Yes, she edited Fife and Drum. I have to keep track of everything. And T is here, and we might see an appearance by him soon. And then my guest tonight, even more importantly, I have Samwise. Am I pointing the right way? Samwise?
Yes.
Of Samwise. And you should follow him. I'll make sure to get links into the description for him. And then down below, I have Tori, the Beanie Queen. Both very close friends of mine. Tori and I have been writing buddies for what now? 4 years?
It feels like a really long time.
It has been a really long time. Like back when Sam was still in college. Am I wrong?
No, that would have been before I was married. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, no, we've been friends since 2022.
One or two?
I published in 2021, so it would have been the summer when Thrice went into SBFBO.
Sure.
And it was, as all good friendship starts, it was one of those playground, hey, you want to be friends? Yeah, sure, I guess you could be friends. And now we've been friends ever since. Like, I think you followed me. Yep. And I don't know that I was actually like following you on YouTube. And I said, oh, who's the Tori? And I followed back and hey, thanks for following me. And you're like, you're a normal human being. And I guess I am. So
I have since been disillusioned.
So say we all. And then Sam and I have been friends now for, I don't know, less than a year. No, but
about a year.
About a year. You started reading the beginning of 2025, right? I think is when you started reading my books, and I was watching your reviews obsessively, as I do with all my reviews. I'm one of the weird authors who actually checks all my Goodreads like every day. It's a bad habit. And so I go and look, and then I shake my head when there's nothing, and I shake my head worse when there's bad reviews, and I feel slightly better when there's good reviews. So Casey forgives me. I appreciate that. T says something about Tori being his favorite living author.
Well, I was like, we need to have a thrown gauntlet here. Like, who's the which one?
Well, you might be the witchy one.
Yeah, it's probably true. That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah. And no, I don't think either of the three of us can be considered normal.
That's
I mean, Sam's a 60-year-old guy trapped in a 26-year-old body, and Tori is Tori, and
that was delightfully vague. Thank you.
What's that?
I said that was delightfully vague.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm a weirdo. Gonzo's not even up here, but he's been my mascot since I was like 5. So
you got your
that's so awesome
above you, right?
I do have my turtles. It was with Sam the other day.
Yeah.
So I am going to be unboxing these soon, but I did finally get the Stan Sakai turtles. So in the style of Stan Sakai, I'm going to unbox them, but right now I'm actually catching up on the comics so that I can review the whole comic.
Nice.
Leo. I'm incredibly excited about this. Almost more excited than hitting 10,000 on our Kickstarter. Donnie.
Nice.
And
saving the superior turtle for last,
yep.
Obviously. Yeah.
Raph. Yeah. I already have Usagi, so he'll He's slightly this run is slightly shorter, and I really didn't want to like spring for the larger Usagi, but it'll be great because he's a little bit shorter and he'll look great. And if I do any like stop motion or something, so yeah. So why are we here? We are here because, like I said, we're in the last hour of the Kickstarter. We just passed 10,000, which I was feeling iffy on whether we actually would pass it.
Nah.
But we did, and we passed 100 backers, which I didn't think we would get to nearly as quickly as well. So
if you build it, they will come.
That's right. And maybe Kevin Costner makes an appearance tonight. You won't know until you watch to the end.
You are BFFs with Viggo Mortensen, so
I am.
Viggo might make an appearance.
He was the first backer.
Mm-hmm. No, well, I wish that was true, but even better, my brother was the first backer. That's the second time he's pulled it off. Nice. For both Kickstarters, and so it's probably going to be a race for. I know there was like 3 people trying to race to be number 1, and my brother got it again.
He's got that 5G internet.
He probably does. He probably did it from his office. I didn't say that. He didn't want to get him in trouble. So I wrote a book. I've written a lot of books, but the book that I wrote, not another book, Tori. Just hold your horses. I haven't written another book yet. I'm working on 3 of them right now. Fife and Drum, book 3 of the Needle and Leaf trilogy, which ends the Needle and Leaf trilogy. Started with Thrice. Continued to 4 Scored, and then went to Fife and Drum. But wait, there's more. We have the Omnibus edition. Very excited about. And name on the back.
So pretty.
Shiny. So I'm very excited about that. And then while it is gray right now, I have already updated the files for my end cap, which is going to go like the series orange to yellow to green. And so it has like an aspen leaf fade all the way down it. I'm very excited about that. So that'll be nice because then it's nice and black and white, but then when you turn it, it'll be a splash of
love it
of aspen, which I didn't intend to, but it's totally Colorado. So yeah. The names are stupid by design. The fact that it's Thrice, but it's book 1, but it's only 1 word. So that's how you know it's the first one. And then 4 Scored is number 2, but it has 2 words. And number 3, Fife and Drum, 3 words, but Fife is a play on 5. So if you ever wondered and you never asked, that's why they're named that way. And I don't remember why I called it Thrice. It was like a name that just like popped up in my head, and I was like, Thrice sounds like a cool book name. And then everybody who was reading it was like, "Oh yeah, are you fans of the band?" I'm like, "Who?" So there's a hard punk band called Thrice. So
it's kind of like everyone asks Larry Correa if his Monster Hunter books are like based on the video game. He's like,
right.
Nah, it's like totally different thing.
Okay. See, I've been living under that presupposition that they were actually connected.
No. Yeah, they're totally different.
As somebody who is constantly lauding my obsession with the Motley Crue trope, I did not realize that Motley Crue was also a band, and everybody, I would say, like constantly, people are like, "Oh, do you know Motley Crue the band?" I'm like, "No, I know Motley Crue the trope, though."
Yeah. They've been around since before all of us.
Yeah.
Motley Crue. Yeah.
I don't think I actually knew, like, until you just said it, that it never occurred to me that it was 1, 2, 3 number of words in each title.
It was one of those, I thought I was being cute.
That's awesome.
So I played with that. If ever there are prequels, I know what they're called, but I can't do less words. So
how do you do like a negative word? You like invert the colors or something.
Yeah.
Right, maybe. Yeah.
Spell it backwards.
Yeah, but they will have a play on 1 and 2 for those when I do that. So yeah. Hello, K.E.
How like Joven Begins or something.
Yeah. Well, no. Yes. If I ever write prequels someday, I just don't have them on my extensive schedule. It'll be his apprentice years and his journeyman year.
Joven Origins.
Yes, exactly. Played by Hugh Jackman.
100%.
But it'll working titles right now. Maybe it changes, but it'll be From Whence He Came. And what's the other one? Number 2 was Too Far, TOOFAR.
Nice.
So it'll be From Whence He Came and Too Far is what I've got in my head for titles. So, yeah.
Well, you have to do what is the Hollywood thing that they do now is like, if you're going to do like the gritty reboot, you like drop it to just one name. So instead of like Solo, you just have the one name there.
Yeah.
So you can't do that with Joven though. He only has the one name. So
he does.
You just do it Needlesmith.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. To be honest, I think that's one of my favorite world building things about the Thrice, like reading Thrice, and the idea of a needlesmith was such a cool world building idea. It's still one of my favorite parts of the trilogy.
I did research how needles were made, so I could make one if I had to. Nice. But in the end, it was an inside joke. It was part of the inside joke I built around him, that I wanted a giant dude, huge hulking guy who makes little tiny needles. It's like in Tangled, the guy who collects the unicorns. Ding! I wanted that joke for myself in there, that there's this huge dude who makes like the tiniest little thing, but he takes it insanely serious.
Yeah.
And of course I had to look up how to make needles because that was fun. You make a wire, then you fold it over, and then you forge everything but the eye. And that's what so super easy when you think about it, as long as you have something that can pull a wire, which is also a very, very difficult thing to do. Not true if you're like the bigger needles and awls and things or even like bone needles for sales, but which you can do. But that's how needles make. So if you're ever like surviving and you need to make a needle and you just happen to have a forge and a thing for pulling wires, you can totally make your own needles.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is that like one of the rejected like stretch goals, is like hand forged needles in the boxes?
Yes. If someone swings in and I hit 50,000, I will make them. They have 50,000. Sure. If they have 50,000, the person who suddenly swings in and gives me $50,000 to make it, I will forge you the needles he makes for the daughters of the Zeta in the beginning of book 2.
I mean, let me go do that real quick.
Let me double check. As long as they're not made of gold. Let me just double check.
I had 50,000 sitting around, and I didn't have anything better to do with it. So,
well, you only need 40,000.
I could do gold tipped. What's that?
I said you'd only need 40,000.
That's right. If someone swings in and gives me 40,000, I will make you a set of needles by hand, and then I will send them to my friends in the jewelry trade to plate them in gold. And I think I can swing that.
Amazing.
You have approximately 46 minutes to show up and do it. So, just saying.
The other like stretch goal that I'm surprised we didn't have, Andrew, so I had to bring my own, is stick here.
Stick, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. I almost did a stick pin, but it just wasn't looking like great. It was looking too dumb. So maybe someday. I'll do like a 1970s tattoo sticker, like like the heart with love across it, but I can do just stick. Yeah.
Andrew, you need to put the link to the Kickstarter in your description.
Yeah, I probably should. Huh? Can I do it from here? Can I do it from here?
You probably have to go into your YouTube dashboard and edit the video, which you should be able to do.
Okay. Hold down the fort. All right.
Can I just say, like, I love special editions, but it's the foil that gets me every time.
Yeah.
I remember when you showed me the proof of the omnibus.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my gosh, the art's so cool and that's super cool looking. And then you took the dust jacket off and it was just like, no.
Shiny.
I am a magpie. What can I say?
Yeah, me too. Let's see. Can I get in there and do it?
Yeah, I have friends where whenever they get a hardcover, they like throw the dust cover away because they don't. You're like, oh, it doesn't look good. I just want the naked. And I can't stand that. I'm like, no. Keep the dust jacket. You want the art. All of that. But I am tempted. with this one because I'm like that. The naked hardcover is
That was my goal.
so much nicer. I'm like, ugh.
I don't love dust jackets, but if I got one, I would never like. What drives me nuts is going to like secondhand stores and you see the book that just doesn't have his dust jacket anymore.
Mhm.
Like that gives me heart palpitations
Right.
a little bit. I don't like that.
Yeah, but it's like I don't, like, do you want all of your because like books tend to be without the dust jacket, various shades of like black or beige. It's like, do you want your shelves to just be like black and beige? It's like, no, thank you. I want the
Basically
variety
my
of the
closet. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've started Mylar wrapping a lot of my hardcovers now, just for reading them. Because I don't like leaving fingerprints on the book or taking the dust jacket off and it might get wrecked, or so I just Mylar wrap everything and read it that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Easier.
I think Durfee does that. Brian Lee Durfee does that too, because he's always showing off like, oh, I bought this back in the 80s and it's in perfect condition still.
Yep. I actually learned Andrew Wizard was the one that taught me Mylar wrapping. I'm still not very good at it, but at least my books are protected, sort of.
The thing I mainly do with Mylar is actually the opposite of what you described, which is everybody hates getting ex-library books as like used books, but it's like, but if you like cut the Mylar off in just the right way and you use a little bit of like orange dropping essential oils on it, or like lemon essential oils, you can like scrape with like the edge of a knife or your fingernail, you can scrape the stickers off and you can get a hardcover in relatively good condition with just a little bit of working at it. So.
Right. That was my
It is fixed.
That was I got at a library sale and they were like in perfect condition, sprayed edges and everything, and I just had to pop a couple stickers off. So
the link is down below, as well as links to our guests.
Oh, well, that's important because
that's the most important part. You showed up.
I mean, I like, what else am I going to do tonight? Write a book or something?
Right.
I don't know.
Right. What are you reading right now?
Which one?
Either of you.
I'm currently reading The Dragon's Path by Daniel Abraham.
Awesome. How far?
Since last night.
Okay. Wow. So it must be that good.
It is very readable. It is less, how would I put this? LPQ is the kind of Long Price Quartet is the kind of series that like kind of forces you to slow down and savor.
Right.
This one is much more fast-paced traditional fantasy, really fast political intrigue and interweavings and that kind of thing. Have some nitpicks, but it's pretty good so far.
Where does that sit in his writing timeline?
Great question. I have no idea.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know compared to like when he worked on the space series.
Yeah.
Let me find all my.
Because obviously I know it's after LPQ, but I don't know where it sits.
Is it after LPQ? Okay.
Yeah, LPQ is I think the first thing he wrote. Period. Or at least had published. I think even.
Which is insane.
I know. Makes you want to just give up. Be like, oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, it's like what I just retire. So this one and this one are both 2011.
Okay.
And then Long Price is 2006. Shadow and Summer came out.
Wow.
So, I would wager then that they were probably writing a lot of the space series like over time, since the two of them, figuring out several of the books, and then he was probably simultaneously writing his fantasy.
Yeah, well, and I almost wonder too, because LPQ is way more niche, I would say, less mainstream.
Right.
If after he wrote that, that was his personal, I want to write this project. And then I don't know if he was like, okay, now I'm going to hit more mainstream fantasy with something a little bit more traditional, has the different fantasy races, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Does
it have all the traditionals? Like elves and dwarves and orcs, or what?
Yeah, it's kind of the not orcs situation where like
Been there, done that. Yeah.
Right. Certain authors choose that route. So yeah, he's got like there's a race in here that's very orc-esque.
I need that.
And one that's very elf-esque, but they're not. So
I think it was when he was interviewed by Alan. I can't remember what interview I heard with Abraham, but he said that like he didn't think like aside like he wasn't planning on like, oh, I'm just going to churn out a fantasy book every other year. But like LPQ, he had a very specific idea for like following these two people across a lifetime. Yeah. And then he said he got some ideas for like how could I write like what people see as a traditional epic fantasy, but put my own spin on it. And he's like, that's what I kind of did with Dagger and the Coin. And then Kithmar is kind of, you know, it's not exactly like Rashomon style, but it's that thing of like retelling the same year, I think it is, from different perspectives.
Oh, interesting. So, okay.
Anyway. And they're both students of George R.R. Martin, right? So it's 2006.
Martin's on the front of this as a blurb. Right. It's everything he looks for in a fantasy, in case anyone is wondering.
Interesting.
Not fantasy as
new name in fantasy.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's interesting. The one thing I will say about this so far is one of the things I loved about LPQ is the way that Abraham wrote women in that series.
Which is different than George R.R. Martin. No. Okay.
Not so good.
I'm so disappointed already.
I know Anith is also going to answer this question in the comments, but Tori, would you like to answer this question?
On what?
Should you read LPQ first or Dragon's Path?
I actually answered this in my Discord yesterday, I think. I honestly don't think it really matters that much. I think it really depends on your mood because LPQ is a shorter time commitment in a sense, but I would actually argue they might be kind of about the same because LPQ is more of a slow down saver. Like it's very prosy, not in a way that it's overdone, but it's just really beautifully written. This is a longer series, but it's much more like this is since last night for me. So like it's much more
fast
paced. You want to just one more chapter kind of thing. So I think, it depends on if you want something more niche with a like probably the most intricate magic and cool magic system I've ever read in fantasy, or something that is Daniel Abraham's spin on something a little bit more traditional.
Yeah.
So.
Having only read LPQ, my only answer to this is not his urban fantasy Unqueen Spirits by M.O.N. Hanover. That's the pen name he used. Because I started reading that earlier this year because I'm like, oh, this is the hipster like Daniel Abraham thing, and I DNF that sucker so fast. Like 30% of the way in, I was like, all the characters like. I don't know how to describe their personalities except to be like they're all the edgy type of people who would wear like super tight pants. I don't know why that's so but it was like all of that and everybody's like snarky emo, and everyone has an attitude and that plus a list of other things that just annoyed me. I'm like at best this will be a 3-star. So I was disappointed.
Well, are you disappointed in your current read?
I am reading Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris right now. So
yeah. How are you feeling?
Good so far. It's I will say so far it's actually less graphic than Red Dragon, which I read a couple months ago, and that's the first book in the series.
Well, chronologically.
Yes, the first book chronologically. I don't know what order he wrote them.
I'm pretty sure Silence of the Lambs was his. Red Dragon was written a lot later, I think. I haven't read them, but I'm pretty sure it was written later. I think Silence of the Lambs was his first, and then from there he spun. Am I wrong, Tori? You were giving me a look. Maybe.
No, I'm just laughing because you guys are nerding out in a not my area.
I've never seen them, but still, it's pretty cool.
You've never seen them?
No, I'm that's not my kind of book. Sorry.
No, I get that. It's part of the reason why I enjoy it is one, like I've been on a bit of a crime novel kick recently, and like obviously they're famous crime novels, but he's also kind of like I don't know how you'd say it, like taking the nihilistic ideal and pushing it to the extreme, to the extent that it's like, oh yeah, this is ridiculous. Like obviously, like if you have that mindset of like, well, there is no right or wrong, everybody's just like damaged in different ways, and like Hannibal Lecter even makes fun of that at one point. He's like, he's like, your like modern values have skewed your view of the world so that you can't classify things as being evil. And he's like, and some things are just evil, like talking about himself. And especially when you get into some of the darker crime, I mean, it's Hannibal the Cannibal. Like cannibalism is a part of the series. And he's never like is like, let's graphically describe this. Like, he leaves it to be entertaining and left up to the imagination. But you can't walk away from that and be like, oh, well, what's the difference between a person or a cow? It's all the same, really. It's like, no, there's some very clear moral lines that are being crossed here, and nobody can deny that. So
I was wrong, by the way. Red Dragon was written in 81, and Silence of the Lambs was written in 88.
Oh,
of
wow,
the 1900s.
that's a
big gap. And then, of course, Silence of the Lambs, the movie was, 1990? So it means it was it got picked up
Fast.
right away.
Yeah.
So
it's a better book.
Yeah. Have you watched Bones, the TV show?
Mm-mm.
I bet you would like it. It's about people. It's starring Zooey Deschanel's sister, and she's they find bones, and she's a anthropologist, but also a crime scene investigator, and so they do everything from the bones. And there's a whole cannibal through line, especially from season 1 into season 2, but it might interest you. So KE asks, who made your maps shown in Kickstarter? Me. So the one you see in Kickstarter, this is the hand-drawn and inked new version of Balatar. I did the original one in Incarnate. And so then I hand drew this one, inked it, scanned it, redrew it again with, by hand in Affinity. And then I learned some new tricks for this one for some like fading that you'll see that's in that. So I will
be right back.
Me. Yeah. So yeah, that was me. I did those. I've been doing maps forever. Like I have maps that go way back, and I've redesigned my maps. The one Tori was showing off is from the Collation Saga, and which is like the map that it doesn't look anything like what it used to, like in the 1990s, but it still has like a few of the countries' names are still kind of, they have their almost the same location they used to be. And then I added more nations and people. I do everything I'm not supposed to do with maps. Because for fantasy maps, because they're like, people will say you need to keep your country count really low so people can pay attention to where the countries are. And I'm like, or we can make it like a real map and have 50 countries in Europe. And so I do that. So I love my maps. Balatar, which is the country where Needle and Leaf takes place, is a very small map. So it is the size of the Crimean Peninsula, since it's a Slavic fantasy, or Wales in England. So you're always within 25 miles to 50 miles from water. So I really wanted to do, it was part of the challenges I gave myself with writing this book in the first place, was I wanted a small localized map that doesn't take months to travel anywhere, but still makes people say, but how can you tell a whole fantasy inside of only 100 miles by 50 miles? And it's like, well, Arthurian is inside of that, so it works. So yeah. And yes, we are at 31 minutes, 100 backers, $10,030 right now. So we're still holding over the 10.
So how far, I'm trying to remember, the continent of Needle and Leaf.
Yes.
And it's in the same world as Collation, or no?
No.
Completely different. Okay.
Completely different.
Completely different.
Completely different. And Balatar is just one country.
Okay.
And nobody ever leaves it because
I don't know why I had the idea they were somehow like.
We had discussions way back in earlier. Like you asked me if I ever could, and I thought about it and said that's not happening. But it is tied to other book ideas, and
sure.
But not at the same time. So other stories that I will write that will take place in the same world, you won't know that they do. Because they'll be not only nowhere near Balatar, they'll be in a completely different age. So I have an idea of how I'm going to connect them, but I can't say more than that.
Okay.
Or which ones they are. I've told you probably, but and someday I might write a story that's obviously a prequel to this. Like I've said, I'll write the two prequels for Joven, but I have an idea for maybe someday you'll convince me to write a dark fantasy that is about the formation of characters you meet in book 3 who are very ancient, of when they were youths or mortals. So I might do that someday, but I'm not like jazzed to like do it tomorrow. So
I need to make sure that you're not sitting around too much and that you do actually keep writing books, you know.
I know. Well, I am writing
constant struggle
3 stories right now, so it's kind of stupid, but I'm doing it.
I mean,
I know.
Technically same, but very different timelines.
Right. Well, but I'm like being super stupid because I'm literally writing all 3 at the same time right now. Like day to day, I'm like, which one should I write today? I don't know. What do you want to do, Brian? And so I just 3 projects at the same time, but we'll get there. Eventually I'm going to hit one and I'm just going to finish that one. And then I'll have 2. I'm not taking more projects than these 3. This is kind of a necessity thing that I need to get these 3 done. But as I check them off, I will not be adding more to my plate until I finish all 3 of them.
So of the 3 books in Needle and Leaf,
yes,
which one was the biggest challenge and why?
Number 2 was probably a hardest book to write. 1 and I can't remember how long it took me to write number 2. It wasn't overtly long, but it wasn't fast like Thrice was. Thrice I wrote. I started planning it in November of 2018, and I wrote it all of winter and was done by March, and then was pitching it to publishers by June. So that one was pretty fast. Fife and Drum Needle Fourscore when I came back to this, the problem with doing 2 Fs is my fault. Fourscored, I forget when I even started it. It would have been after you met me, but I can't remember when I started it. And that one was a little bit slower, and it was like it's a 2-parter. Like there's 2 halves to the book. So that one took me a little bit longer, but I think once I hit the end, I just flew to the end. And that one I was challenging myself to do things like, write a light romance into it and things like that. Sure. So I wanted to do some more challenges, and the challenges always add things. I mean, they're all kind of easy because they're shorter, but it still takes me just as long to write a short one as it does to take a long one. So,
there's just more book in the longer
more
ones.
Book. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I really liked the light romance in book 3. I think that was one of my main comments to you. I'm like, this is like actually like really sweet and doesn't feel like a staged recycle. Like we're going through tropes. This is feels like very real people.
Right. You know what? I will take back. Number 3 was hard because of that. Because of the way that book 2 ends, which we won't say, and the way book 1 opens. I have 2 different characters on the road together in book 3 for the first half, and so it was a very different book to write because it didn't have the same energy as the first 2.
No stick.
There's no stick. I know, and there's a dog, so there's 3 on the road. Sure, but that took me a while to gain my traction with book 3. But I think once I realized it was going to be 1 book and not 2 books, and I kind of had an idea and I was heading towards it, and I hit that halfway point, the book just took off because it was like, okay, now we can solve this whole thing at once. So, yeah.
Can I ask you a slightly tangentially related question about your writing, Andrew?
Yes.
So this is actually more about the cozies.
Okay.
So I am not an expert in Yeah, exactly. I am not like an expert or well-read in cozy fantasy. I think your book is the only like full-blown cozy fantasy novel that I've read. But I had a friend who's read a lot more cozy fantasy than I have. And he's read, Travis Baldree and T. Kingfisher and all this stuff. And he said to me, why do you think it is that like the template for many of the most famous cozy fantasy novels is somebody opening and running a small business?
Because of Baldry.
Is it just
Because
that
of
simple
Travis.
that everybody's just copying him? Because he was like, I've run small businesses. I've been a part of it. It's the most stressful thing. He's like, there's nothing cozy about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's 100% why. Because like cozy has always been around in different forms. So Discworld, right, is a fantastic example of that. You could argue it's not, in the same way that Miss Marple is not cozy because there's a lot of high body counts in her books, and most cozies don't have a lot of death. Still, there's always exceptions, right? And plus, Agatha Christie can do whatever she wants, and so can Terry Pratchett. So Terry Pratchett is cozy because it's localized and doesn't have the darkness of, like, say, Dresden Files, right? But it still has a lot of philosophical thought, right? So cozies have always been around, or like Spinning Silver, sequel or second book to what's the first one? Uprooted, right? Those are, you could call those cozies because they have that kind of small stakes and Black Forest grim fairy tale, but without being like grimdark, right? So the cozies have always been around. And then Baldry, because of, and I think it's also because of COVID, he wrote it before COVID, and then it blew up, and people said, I could do that. And they're in the middle, they're sitting at home, and they're introverts. So they said, well, I can write that. And so they wrote those too. And so I think we get a lot of copy and pasting because they're just trying to write a book, and they put it up, and people were eating it up because I want more. I waited 2 years. After I read Baldry, I was like, I could do this, but I waited 2 years until I hit what I wanted to write, which was Night Creatures. The second one, Baker's Dungeon, is much more Baldry than the first one. But I think it's because we've all worked in shops, we've all worked retail, and every one of our favorite TV shows has something retail related, like Gilmore Girls running a coffee shop, things like that. So there's something that we can all relate to at some point to it, and I think that's what makes it so approachable. Yeah, but yes, it is the
makes sense.
Is running the shop.
I think too, another word that doesn't get used enough for what I would consider like cozy adjacent without being fully on board with it is just wholesome fantasy. Because like I think with Pratchett, if you're just looking at like the City Watch, it gets pretty dark in certain spots. And I think like where it doesn't fully commit to something like cozy, but it still has that, like the way I described it in my City Watch review is that it'll face the darkness occasionally, but it's always turning back to the light. And I think there's not as much fantasy because we've had such a huge saturation of grimdark and all of that kind of stuff. I think that's still a little bit less common right now. And a lot of the stuff.
Well, I mean, you can also look at like it contextualizes you to consider things that are a lot harder to take when you have a cozy setting. So like Thud is a great example of that. Thud is a really deep cut on racism and it's like, but it's about trolls and dwarves and
vampires
stuff,
and
right? And vampires and werewolves dealing with interacting with each other. But it's a deep cut book. And so because it's just about trolls and dwarves fighting, you can set yourself apart in the way that the TV show Bright did not do well, which was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith, and it's just an on the nose story about racism in LA. Oh, but African Americans are orcs and elves are the rich, and it's just, it was so ham-fisted, whereas Thud was like just a great book and did the exact same thing without having to try so hard.
But still makes you think about it in a way that's not quite as obvious. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could get on
Joel
a
Edgerton
whole...
in Bright? I
What's that?
was gonna say, I think Joel Edgerton is also in Bright. And he plays the main orc guy.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Sorry,
Are you
not to
thinking of the
derail
King?
us, but yeah, he plays Nick Jacoby in Bright.
Oh, is he the orc that he pairs up with?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was an okay show. It was an okay movie, but it was so heavy, just so ham-fisted. Like you went away afterwards thinking, if you had just tried to actually write a good story instead of letting just the writer's room go ham. Yeah, no. Oh yes.
Oh, I am going to respond to the email. By the way, that is on my. I'm very excited.
So this is Patricia's parents.
Yeah.
And the email you got was from
right.
my dad.
I was kind of. This made me think of it.
Let's see if I can get it here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's usually my goal, is to make people cry with my books and stories. So in some way or another. Made me cry writing it. So I put the time in first.
Where's your story? My word.
It's like 2/3 of the way through. My mom knows what page it's on, which is really funny. I think it's after Charles, maybe.
427.
Thanks.
That's like 3/4 of the way. 427. Plus, it's the shortest one, so
harder to find. Yep.
Was that like a writing goal, Tori, of like we're gonna make it be the shortest one?
Oh yeah. She is like 100% spite at everybody. So.
Well, it was really funny because Zach gave us the was it 10,000 words? I think was
10,000 words max.
Yes. And that's
7 is usually like your short story goal. 7 to plus.
7 to 8, somewhere in there. So yeah, a lot of people in our Discord for all the authors were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm at like 14,000 or 12,000. I don't know what I'm gonna do." And I finished mine and I got to about 5,600 words, and I was like, "That's it. That's the story." And then I came in the Discord. I was like, "What? Are you okay if my story is like 3,000 words under?" But I think that, I don't know, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to, I mean, obviously you have to when you're in an anthology where there's like a specific boundary, but I think this, like, the story is done when it's done, and I just felt like adding anything else to it was going to just be filler at that point. Yeah. So it's a story that I didn't think needed as much, and in fairness, it's very intimate. And a lot of the stories that the other authors were telling, there's travel, there's planets, there's
travel,
military. They walk down a little path. But they're dealing with a much bigger scope. Generally, a lot of the other authors were than I was, so I can see where, like, especially if you're trying to tie it into a bigger series, or you're, dealing with anything military or any of that kind of stuff, you need a bigger word count to kind of, set that all up and get the intrigue wrapped up by the end. And so
do you like auction off the remaining word count to like the highest
I was
bidder?
like, does anybody need extra?
We used it.
Yeah, they did.
And just to make you blush, there has not been a single review on Goodreads that has not mentioned your story as one of, if not their top. So they'll read it and say, here's my top 5s, my top 3s, and you are always in the list, if not, but also you have to read Tori's story, because it's everybody's favorite. And then they'll always say, but also the shortest.
But also, yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like I can't really take full credit for that, because it was so imbued with my grandfather and my relationship with him that I feel like that's the magic that everybody's you know what I mean? Like I know that I feel proud of the story that I wrote, and I feel like I know that it's a good story, but I also feel like what people are connecting with is the magic of that kind of a relationship. And also a lot of people have had loved ones that have dealt with dementia, Alzheimer's, that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's something that a lot of people can relate to, and unfortunately, but still kind of recapturing some of the magic even in that situation, which is what I was trying to do. So,
and if you listen to the audiobook, the little girl is read by your daughter.
yes.
That's so sweet.
I cried out of joy listening to her read.
She was so good, you guys.
It was so good. It was so good.
It's funny because she is my little extrovert, and she has always been, I've always joked, like, somebody just get this girl a stage.
She needs one.
She was so into it when I told her about the idea, and I was like, hey, how do you feel about doing a voice for a character? And she was so excited. And as we were sitting there doing the recording, she was self-editing on her own. Like, she'd sit there and be like, I want to do that one again. I think I can be a little bit like I could do that a little bit sadder, or I could do that. And she was doing that all on her own.
To the mic.
Yeah, and she was, oh my goodness, she did.
Oh, it was so good.
I was so proud.
Yes,
I was so proud.
It's like the best parts of Adventures in Odyssey are the kid actors sometimes, and the adults are just fake. And except for Wit, he's great. But like, she was as good as an Odyssey kid. It was so just good. Like, oh, it was so good. Yeah.
Well, now I want to get the audiobook. I feel like I'm missing out.
And also the narrator was also quite excellent, if I may say so.
Yeah, because you voiced the mom.
She's not the narrator, Andrew. I will say that was actually terrifying when I realized how good Vesper was hitting this kid character. I was like, I'm suddenly
for your 2 lines.
Like, I'm not gonna live up to this standard we're setting here.
Yeah. Basically, I had recorded the story and did all the voices, including the little girl, and then gave that to you, and then your daughter then just reacted based off of that, and it was just so perfect.
She did an amazing job.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, she keeps asking me, Mom, do you have another kid character in your book for me to read? So now I'm like, oh, I gotta.
So you gotta put one into the next Cold Silver.
I absolutely will. Yep. Yes.
So we are at 12 minutes, and we're at 110 past 10,000. So I think we're gonna be sitting pretty good over the 10. That's most excellent. Most excellent. Yes. So that did unlock 2 new pins. So now if you get a deluxe box, let's go backwards from that. If you get just the, let's just look when you're backing it, if you get the thing, the place and the guy, I'll never forget. That's the wrong link. I'm just going to burn the rest of this trying to find the link. All right, there we go. So if you get the all 3 books, paperbacks, you will get the Needle and Leaf series pin. If you get just the omnibus and don't get a deluxe box, you'll still get the series pin. Once you go into the deluxe boxes, you will get that series pin and the other pins that I've shown. So there's the one of Needle and Leaf, one of a bear. That's all I'll say in case you haven't read the books. And then what we just unlocked are 2 new pins, which is one of Slant and one of Stefa. Yes, it's pronounced Stefa. So those will be included now too. I have a few little changes I'm going to make to Slants to touch it up, but they're going to be big pins. So most pins you get are an inch and a quarter. Maybe they're an inch and a half, but they're short. These ones are going to be long 1.75 pins by 1 inch. So they're a nice big lapel pin. I'm very excited. They're based on Ivan Bilibin's art, who is a Russian folk artist from the 18th century into the early 19th century.
Wow.
And I love his art. It's so cool. And so I It's in public domain. So yeah, I used some of the faces off of his art to create it, and some of the dresses, because his color work. And when you're doing pins, you're kind of limited to the colors that you do.
Yeah.
So you'll get like 7 colors, and you got to pay for each color past that. So I was very stingy with my colors. They all go past 7, so that adds some coolness factor to them. But yes, it is not too late to manage your pledge in the next 12 minutes if you want to get if you want to do that. So if you're just getting hardback and you say, but I really wish I could get the deluxe, get the deluxe, because the deluxe, say it now, forgot to say this the whole hour, better say it right now, the deluxe books, so the omnibuses are going to be numbered. I think currently there's about 65 right now, and so I'm going to limit it to 100, and I'm not going to make any past 100, and I'm going to number them all, and that's all that will exist in the world. And then that's about that. So if you do want to get the deluxe, if I'm wrong and then there's actually extras people bought and it pushes us over 100, then I'll just number it to 125, or a good even number above what we get, so that we can limit that, and you'll get a special omnibus that exists nowhere but there. So
are all the omnibus numbered, or just the ones from the deluxe box?
I'm gonna deluxe. I'm only gonna order, like, if I order 65 now, and then over the course of the next year order the other 35, those will be the rest of the 100, and then I will stop after that. So I'll close it up so it can't be ordered again past the 100, because you can only get it through me. So maybe there's a couple extra that'll be available through the website or at a con if I still have some around. But even those, I'll make sure I number those. So you will only, this hardback with the sprayed edges will only, with the wrap, will only be available in the limited number that we do. So but I'll make a formal announcement later once I know how many I'm ordering them.
So everyone needs to get omnibuses as add-ons for the scalping market.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, yes. Let's go.
Yes, and make sure to send $1 to Sam Y so he can buy himself a coffee for having said that.
That's right.
Yeah. And that way I can track you too. So the way that it's going to end, so we're going to end at the end of the hour, right? Well, this conversation will go until we're done. But the Kickstarter will close at the top of the hour, and then you'll get a notification if you're a follower of the campaign saying, "Hey, we're backing." And you might, if your credit card that you've set up with your Kickstarter is invalid, you will be getting something in the next 48 hours that'll tell you, "Hey, you need to update your credit card." And then they'll they finalize who got it. And so, yeah, the number could go down. I'm still going to give you pins. Then I will get paid in 2 weeks. I will try to, before we hit that point, send out your questionnaire that asks you, okay, is this what you wanted? Here's what we're looking at, and so that I can set my numbers for how many I need to order. And then as soon as I get paid, I'm going to start ordering the books and the pins and the bookmarks that can be coming, because like people have asked, like, this is a really fast campaign that you're going to turn it around and get it out before July. Absolutely, I can do that. That's why I said July, not June. I'll probably get the paperbacks in June, and if you only get paperbacks, yeah, I'll be getting those sent out as soon as I get them. The deluxes will take a little bit longer coming from UK, but it's not going to be August before they arrive. So I'll get those fulfilled latest mid-July and sent out, and then we see what happens after that. So yeah,
it's always the UK with those fancy book printers.
I know. Hey, all of us are begging Book Vault, who does those, to do it here in the US, and they still haven't gotten around to it.
It's crazy that they have not yet.
I know.
They'd make a killing if they did.
I know. Yeah. Yes, that's what will be next. Coming in August. So that's also, but that's going to be a cozy. So that's coming. I've got the artwork for it. I have artwork I'm finishing for it, so I could start ordering some proofs for myself. But I'm very I'm excited about that one too.
The artwork is so good.
Yes.
We've got one, yes, but what about second Kickstarter?
And third and fourth. Yes. Yeah. So, shall we do an awkward pause?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every live stream needs a good awkward pause. So.
Oh, you broke it.
I know. I couldn't handle it.
I knew it would be you. I knew it was you, Fredo.
Yep. So what can you tell us about your current writing projects? If anything?
All right. So how many minutes do we have? 4 minutes.
5.
Okay.
So if you want me to wait
Rapid
to ask
fire
a question.
Excellent. Thank you, Bookish. And yes, we all need a good awkward pause.
We do. It's very cleansing.
That's right. It also tells you how far away you are from the place that you were born. If you've read A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Ford, prefect, goes silent for 3 hours because he's from the planet Beetlejuice, or from the planet around Beetlejuice. Yeah. So I've written Baker's Dungeon, which is the second cozy. That one's going to be kickstarted in August. I've written the third one, Plus One Hit Wonder, which I'm hoping to kickstart in January. I am writing number 4. So my current project is Tomb Raider, which is about the theme park, Dark Tower theme park. I'm writing that one. I'm writing a novella set in the Collation Saga that's Paladin centric, and will 100% pass the Bechdel test. And then, at least a few times.
Well, good.
Yeah. And then the other project I'm working on, I can't tell you much except that it is another cozy, and it's not a sideways tale. Nor is it a fantasy.
For Incense Punk.
No, it's not Incense Punk. But it is a science fiction.
I'm feeling so cool right now because
I'm writing my first science fiction.
It is.
So, I've got an even better name for it now too. So I'll tell you that after.
Ooh, okay.
At more at 11. All right, we're at 3 minutes to go.
Late show.
The late show, exactly.
Yeah.
We're at 3 minutes to go. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions? And yes, Casey, there will be jobs coming to you as soon as possible.
That's good because I know she's been very bored, for sure.
Yes.
I had one, and then we diverted to Casey editing, and now I'm bringing my brain back around. I was wondering, because I haven't actually finished a series yet.
Yes.
So, Andrew, what advice do you have for authors out there trying to finish a series?
Good luck.
Fabulous.
I mean, it happens when it happens, right? Just like the book is as long as it's going to be. And like, if the Collation Saga is not getting done anytime soon, because I have no desire to end it anytime soon. But in this case, I felt the need. It's counting down by seconds now. I didn't know it did this. So it's hard because you're tying up all those loose ends. Yeah. But if you've done your planning right, even if you don't outline, Tori, it's okay. It's gonna land because you do that planning right. You prepare yourself for what you know you need to tie up. The hard part's gonna be your editing it down to where you want it to be. Because go ham. If number 3 is a little too long, get out there and finish it once you get to 3, of course, and then you're going to tie it back down into what you need it to be, and that might be cutting a whole character out of the third book, that sort of thing. But with your discovery writing, just write it. So, yeah.
Why do you think I was asking for myself?
Sure. All right, we are at 60 seconds to go, and we're almost past 200. Oh, it turned red. That's cool.
Nice.
Here's a rapid fire question for you, Andrew.
Yes.
What's your favorite title for a book that you've come up with that's been published so far?
That's been published so far. Bone Shroud.
It's a great title.
Yeah, Bone Shroud was the title for forever of when it was like the two books together, and I just love it. At one point, I second guessed myself because there is another book with a similar title. I think it's single word, but and I finally said, screw it, I'm calling it Bone Shroud because I love it too much.
Yeah.
Yep. Here we go. 20 seconds. 19. I will drink from your cup, and you drink from mine.
I don't have a cup.
All right.
Under
3 seconds to go.
You need somebody with a Mac so that you get the fireworks when you do thumbs up.
It did. I just went back to it and it went. Psh.
Oh,
Cool.
nice. Kickstarters, congratulating
Yay!
me.
We did it. And we hit 100. We hit over 100 followers. I had 86 for the last one.
Nice.
So while this one did, $900 less, it doesn't matter. I get to ship out more to more people. That's what matters.
Well, you had bigger books in the last one too.
I had 4 big fat books, right?
books.
So this one's got the 1 big book and then 3 paperbacks. So
Yeah.
I sold a lot more paperbacks this time than I did for the other one.
Sure.
But yay!
That's exciting.
Congratulations.
Does it feel like a weight off yet, or is that not till after fulfillment?
Oh, that'll be after fulfillment.
Okay.
But there's a lot of relief having finished writing this series.
Yeah.
And I'm not overly worried. I mean, I'm going to have stress days where I'm uploading files and wondering if I've, ruined my life. But it'll all come together, and I'm not overly worried because this is not my first rodeo for printing a book, right? And you learn every book you write and print and publish. You learn enough that you can be more trusting. Like I was talking to a year ago, Zach Diamante, when he first did his first Kickstarter, he ordered his proof like 5 times and waited for each one, and they made a change. And so it was like $500 because they were like the special edition ones too. So he's spent and now I'm like, I order one once, I see the problems I did, I fix them and say, let's go. And I just know that when they come in, they'll be fine because I know what changes are not going to ruin the file. So there was a question back here, and then I'll get to your question, Tori. Regarding Kickstarter, I have read the advice is to not push out more than 1 project a year to avoid backer fatigue. What are your thoughts and experience on this? It's a valid question. It depends on what you're kickstarting. So in my case, my readers already expect 2 books a year because I've done that for the last several years. So yes, you could do that, but also because I'm writing both Slavic fantasy and then cozies, I'm not worried about them affecting each other, save for those who the bank's just not working for them, right? But it's grabbing 2 different groups, and we have a new star. Hello, sir.
A star.
Yes, you are. Oh no, it's gone.
The question?
No, he shaved his mustache.
I did.
You shaved your mustache. Oh, my life is ruined.
It'll come back. I grew
story.
it off as a test to see how long it takes to grow.
It was looking good. It was looking very good. So, well done. Well done, mustache. Congratulations. The mustache did the work. But
Andrew's just upset that he's now the only person on stream with a mustache. Let's be real.
I know. That's true.
Well, you should join us in growing too.
Yeah, there you go. But just to finish answering your question, then we'll talk to T. KE. Then when it comes to things like cozies, doing multiples a year, it's proven, especially because they're shorter, it's proven that you can do several a year if you're writing them, because those types of readers are looking for multiple books all the time. And so it's, yes, a big fat book like this, I've made a mark now with 2 big, here's the whole series, and that's been a nice impact. But it's then after this, after the next Kickstarter, then I'll be down to just doing 1 book at a time. So a lot of this has been like the last 2 years doing a lot of setup, getting the pin set up so that I can prep for making a long run. But I'll continue to do multiples a year only because I'm writing short fiction right now. So when it comes to more Collation Saga, when those are written, I'm trying to. I will probably only kickstart one a year of those, but there will also be cozies going at the same time. So yeah. Hello, T. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good. How was your day? It's still bright there.
Good. It is. It will stay bright. It's actually cloudy today, but it'll stay bright until September.
Excellent. You're not far enough north. You get a full no night, right?
Yep.
You are. Okay.
Yep.
When does that start?
We usually July, right around the solstice. Yeah.
Sweet.
We don't have. I mean, we've got probably 2 weeks where we get full. No, that's actually we have about 2 weeks that we get sun all night long, but late is a month and a half.
Sweet.
Wow.
Yeah, makes it fun to sleep.
Right, but then the flip side is then winter comes and
You're right. Yeah. Well, I was late because my niece had to hug me.
good.
That's
So
fair.
That's fine.
But I wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you.
On
Thank you.
another successful Kickstarter.
Yes, and thank you. I want to thank you as my 6th backer.
You're welcome. I tried really hard to be first. As soon as I got the notification, I hopped down, and it took me way too long to get through that.
Yeah, that happens.
I was
What are you reading right
Better
now?
luck next time, T.
Yeah, I'll have more opportunities. It sounds like.
Oh yeah. And you never know. It depends on what time of day I start it too. So
Yeah.
At least I didn't do it at 3 a.m. Well, maybe it was 3 a.m. for you.
No, it was about 6. It was about 6 a.m. No, it was 7.
You needed to get up. Your mom said you needed to get up anyway. So
I had to get up for work. So.
What are you reading right now?
Physical. Let's see. I needed to finish it up, and
For
last
your
month.
yearly?
I needed to finish it up in March, and I didn't. But
Very fine
it's
looking
Return of the
version.
I was
King.
gonna say, what version
Yes.
is that?
I don't have the dust jacket with. Let me grab the dust jacket. I'll be right there. Right back.
What was your question again, Tori? From when we come back, I forgot.
I thought you answered my last question. Am I like totally missing that I asked a question? Chat, help me out.
Maybe it was that what I was writing, and I ended up answering it.
Oh yeah. Like what you could tell us. Well, because you mentioned that the one we can't talk about that isn't fantasy but might still be cozy,
Yes.
and that you have a new title for it.
We do have a new title for it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did.
But I can't tell you because I might try to pitch it. So I'm kind of
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Intriguing.
Yes, but it is a sci-fi. It is a sci-fi. I can tell you that.
All right. Where's book one? Fellowship, right there. So the one that I have is this edition. So that's
Yeah.
Fellowship, and then Two Towers,
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
and Return.
Sweet.
And then all the books together make a very pretty mural that you can mostly see
Nice.
on the box. So it's very
Nice.
pretty.
Cool.
Very much like it. The other one that I'm physically reading that I've been physically reading for too long because I am slow and I kept picking up other things in between is this one by
Oh,
Rada
yeah.
by Tracy M. Joyce.
Okay.
She sent me the book 3 years ago or something like that.
I feel
And
that.
so I needed to get to it. And I'm actually enjoying it. The writing is very accessible, very easy to get into. So I'm enjoying
Nice.
it.
I'm trying to remember. That book has been around. I feel like that might have been in
I think it was in a
Fifo.
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Either Thrice
Yeah,
or
I
Fifo.
think so.
Remember.
It was because I made I think it was 8, if I remember correctly. Because I made a video about all the books in that Spiffbo that I wanted to read or that I had considered reading, and I'm pretty sure that one was in it. And I think Thrice was in it, but I'd already read Thrice. Oh no, I hadn't. I wanted to read Thrice. I'd already read Collation at that point.
Yeah.
And then audio, real quick, because the audiobook just came out and I'm listening to it. Dreamer Awake by Liam Cutie Hall.
There you go. Cool.
I picked up the audio. I read I actually read the ebook. He sent me an arc of the ebook back before he published it, and I read through it. But then he just published the audio, and it's so good. I'm so impressed with it again.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was going to say when you popped on T, I meant to share this the other night when we were chatting, but when I had Steve Donahue on a couple months ago, we were chatting after the recording stopped, and he said, "Now I have to ask you a personal question." He's like, "Are you holding your wife hostage, or is she just deluded enough that she's approved of this mustache?" And I was like, "Well, I was." And I was like, "That's pretty funny." He's like, "What you need to do is you need to shave it off, and then take the razor, package it up, and mail it off to T, and have him shave his off as well." So, yeah. No, mine went away because my wife had a cold, and so her upper lip was really sore. And so when I tried to kiss her, the mustache would poke her. So after the second time that happened, I was like, "Well, so much for that."
Priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had only so I grew mine for the role of Mr. Darling in Peter Pan play, and then just didn't cut it off immediately. But then I started looking at myself and was like, I look exactly like my dad. Like exactly. So I'd already been thinking, okay, I need to figure out how long it takes to grow it back in case I need it for another role at some point. And so I decided to cut it off. We're seeing how long it takes.
Nice.
Sweet.
Clearly longer than 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, it's faster than I can grow one, so.
Did they do the classic like Peter Pan thing where you
Beat?
play Mr. Darling and Captain Hook? Or
Yes. Yeah. Well, actually, I ended up being the understudy for Hook, and so I did get to play him one night or one Saturday matinee. But the other guy they cast was too good not to choose. So I've worked with him before, and he's fantastic. So
Nice.
Yeah. I had something that I was gonna say.
I was gonna say I'm gonna interrupt your
I'm
TBR again.
Do it. I'm ready. As soon as I get the audiobook out, everything else is stopping. So
Speaking of the audiobook, I just finished my first editing pass of the audiobook. So
Nice.
I recorded it a month ago, and then over the last month I've been slowly working through my edits on it. And so now I just have to do my final listen, and then I have to ask someone else, Mom, if you're available, to do a listen read through to just catch and see if there's anything that I missed, like repeated lines that I when you get to editing so much, you glaze, and like you can literally, the line can go by twice and then you didn't even hear it because it just sounds so smooth. But yes, Ke, I do my own audiobooks. I have done other authors' audiobooks.
We are in plans for Fate of Thieves also, by the way.
Yes. Yep.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, I do audiobooks. I'm a little more picky now on which ones I take on, just because I'm doing my own so much that other audiobooks gets in the way. Yes, I did do the audiobooks inside of Honor. I did
4?
Did I do 4 or 5?
I thought you did 5.
5.
I did The
right.
Grief Road by Amanda
That one's
Aller.
so good.
That's the one I'm honestly that's one of the ones I'm most excited to get to, because everybody's been like, I cried at yours and Amanda's, and I'm like, well, I need to read it then.
I did my own. I did Tori's, like co-narrated that one with her daughter.
That was so good.
Was there another one I did besides Paisley's? No, that's it. I did Sam Paisley's, which is the very last one. I love.
I've heard that one's
story
also really good.
almost as much as yours, Tori.
Wow.
No, the twist in that is perfect, and I can't wait for my mom to get to that one, because she's gonna love that one. So, Mom, I know you're watching. you're gonna love the last story in that anthology.
They're
It's so
all
up your
really
alley.
good.
They're
Every
all
single
very
one
good.
is very good. And
Yeah, you finished them, right?
I
T?
yes, I did.
Yeah.
My review,
You know what
I
I'm talking
listed
about.
15 of them out.
Yeah.
And like I should have just listed all 22 because
Yeah.
they're all worthy.
Yeah.
Trying to limit it. I think I could pick a top 5. I think I
Nice.
could. It'd be difficult. Corey's and Andrew's and Jamie's.
You don't
are
have
all
to
in
put
there.
ours on your list.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Amanda's. Those 4 for sure are in there. Great Path is
What was the third one?
Jamie.
Oh yeah. Hers was also
Leecher. But then Grief Path is in there for sure. And then finding a 5th one, it could go many different directions.
Yeah.
I almost want to give it to Lore Island just because I love labyrinths. But there's
I haven't
a better
finished reading
name.
them yet
A better name
either.
is another one that I could go for. But yeah just fantastic.
I have to go back a couple of stories because I was listening to them while working. I started glazing, so I need to go back a couple and then continue on to the end. But I'm about halfway through, and there's so much to appreciate about each one of them, right?
Yeah.
My dad. So Renee is my mom. So my dad just finished reading the anthology. So I mean, as of halfway mark, I love Dan Kenner's story, which was the Paladin light and all that fun stuff. It was
Light magic. That's
fun. When I read that one, I thought T is going to love this one.
I mean, there were none that didn't work at all for me. There was something about each one that really worked well, and it just I love seeing how each person approaches the theme of honor. That's just so cool how each of the different writers and just fantastic.
The range, I think that's one of the things I love the most about it as we were working on it, is just seeing the sheer range of the anthology. Because I feel like a lot of anthologies, especially when they have a central theme, like kind of lean into similar some to some degree more of a similar tone as much as you can when you have multiple authors involved. But as we were all talking about our story ideas and everybody was sharing a little bits and pieces of things, I was like, man, this is just all over the board with like, I think fantasy and sci-fi definitely helps, but still, I mean.
Well, it was a masterful stroke from Zach when we he said honor, and we said, well, what do you mean? Can you clarify? And he said, no. And he refused to clarify, no matter how much some people pushed. It was like, nope, just keep it clean so that a 13-year-old or a 96-year-old can read it. And that's the only rule. And even so, I just came back from BookCon in New York, and which leaned heavily towards romantasy readers because there was a lot of that there. And we had no problem selling the anthology. It was half of the sales was anthology, where people would walk up and I'd say, yep, we were told write honor. He didn't give us any more clarification except that we had to write it clean so that a 13, and then when I'd say that, they'd be like, oh yeah, of course. There was never any weird bulking. Oh, what do you mean clean? It was like, nope, no spice, clean enough for a 12-year-old to read. And it's PG-13. And there was no problems there live. And so, it's one of those things where you need to see real human beings and look them in the eye and say that kind of thing and realize that no one's really panicking so much as you think they are. So,
well, and Andrew, you earlier talked about a great method for maintaining that, which is, you'll read like books like, I'm going to pick on him because he's famous, so you can take it. Like you read like Stephen King, and it's like, it got some weird stuff in it. Like, why was this here? And a great way to avoid having
every book has a chapter that could be cut, and it wouldn't affect the story whatsoever.
And the best way to avoid that is exactly what you said earlier, which is have your mom read the book first. That'll clean up your hack fast.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I don't need this in here.
Yeah.
My books are still too dark for my mom.
But that's what friends and husbands are for, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think we can do more to compare it to PG-13 than it
Yeah.
is to go straight for like
Yeah.
saying clean or no spice. Because if you say PG-13, yes, I know there's a range to that, especially if you compare like 80s PG-13 to 90s to later. But I mean, even like if you look at like The Matrix, I don't think would be rated R today.
No.
I think it'd be PG-13.
No.
But if you say PG-13, the fact is that doesn't mean youth, right?
Yeah.
Like we think, well, spiceless, you're saying like for little kids, like The Mummy's PG-13. It's got some crazy stuff in it too, but it's appropriate to a 13-year-old. That's what we mean. But also, it's not
Project
written
Hail
for
Mary.
The very opening, maybe not.
but it's for adults, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you write PG-13, you're not making it for 13-year-olds. You're saying parental guidance for 13 up to 13.
Well, and I think that part of that just shows, and this is, my mom of a 13-year-old talking now, that people do not give, there's an age appropriateness, obviously, but people do not give credit to kids for their intelligence level. Right. It's not the content level. To me, it's more the intelligence level. Because my 13-year-old read Lord of the Rings by himself when he was like 11 or 12 and absolutely loved it. Right. And I realize he's coming from a bookish family, but still he's looking for stories of high adventure and battles. And I mean, he's a budding Civil War historian and so I think oftentimes people just like focus on the wrong aspect of that PG-13 to say it's still super intense, super intelligent, all of those things. It just, there's certain content items that are missing as they should be. So
Sam,
really quickly, I need to bounce. I've hit my limit. But so good talking to you guys. Congratulations, Andrew. Great seeing you, T and Tori.
Good to see you, Sam.
Yeah. So, and thank you for everyone who's in the chat hanging out with us. And hope you guys have a great rest of the stream here.
Have a great night, Sam.
See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Miss Terra Squad asks, I'm 2 stories into Honor. For those of you reading it, what order are you reading them? In order or picking whichever you want out of order?
In order.
Yes. I think
that's what I did.
And the reason I would do in order is because let's say you got the anthology for the one author that you really love. Yeah. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not for me, but thank you. I'll say it for that author, which is Tori. Thank you. Hardly. But just reading her story will miss the point of the anthology.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And not only from a thematic point of view of exploring the themes of honor, but if you're looking for new authors, this is you've already bought the book, so now is a great way for you to have found a new author that you want to try out. At the same time, too, even if you have a story like mine that you maybe didn't like too much, but you liked the prose, now you know that, okay, well, what else has he written? Because I'm insane and I've written cozy and Slavic and blah, 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 all over the place. And so use that opportunity, especially if you haven't checked it out. In the very back of the book, there's a guide for all of the authors and what they've written and where you can find them. And so you're going to find that even what they've submitted to the anthology is not necessarily what they normally write as well. I know that was a whole debate inside of the anthology Discord, was like, boy, should I have written something that matched that is part of the worlds I've written in, and some didn't and some did. And I've seen reviews that are like, I didn't like that half of the stories were set in their own worlds because now I have to go read their books. And I was like, well,
that's kind of the point.
That's the point. But none of them were like a chapter excerpt out of our books. Mm-mm. Every one of them was unique to the story. Yeah.
Well, and also something to consider is Zach and his wife, Brittany, did a lot of work sitting down with all of the stories and figuring out from an editing standpoint, pacing standpoint, they're kind of leading you through a map of sorts of these stories. And there's a reason why they're in the order that they're in. It's not usually when people put out an anthology, it's not just, right. It's, how do we tell a story through all of these stories? So
and avoid doldrums of 3 slow stories in a row,
right? Or 3 really intense
sci-fi fantasy
military,
exactly.
Yeah. So Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
and it's been a great example of science fiction in the indie community, which is at times very difficult to find.
Yes.
So the fact that half of these stories are science fiction, some of the authors have never written don't have science fictions. They were like, hey, fun challenge. Others, that's all they write. So it's an opportunity for you to find some indies that write the right science fiction.
I am super excited about that because I didn't know as much about the indie sci-fi side of things. And working with some of these awesome sci-fi authors, I've got their books on my shelves now. I'm super excited to try. I've got like Charles Hack, Erica Everin. There's so many amazing people that now I'm even more excited because I got to work with them. So that kind of gives me a fun like inroad to try something new.
And now's the time to hit the inroad because we're going to see an explosion of science fiction in the indie community now. I think starting right now through the next 5-10 years, because like Project Hail Mary now demands it.
Yeah.
So just from that, people need it. It's not just those who have been reading science fiction all these years. People are looking for the new and the hopeful, and science fiction can provide that. So now get in on the ground floor, especially if you're an author watching right now and you've been thinking about a sci-fi, you're not sure there's a market for it. The market is coming, and it's coming very quickly. So
don't say that. I have to finish my series first. I can't work on my sci-fi idea.
I mean, you've already outlined it, so.
I mean, I have an ending. No, that's not even true. I have a beginning and a reveal. That's what I have.
What's the story we were saying Andrew needs to write? Something about it was a cozy about cloning yourself.
Yes.
So that you could read more books.
That's correct. Yes. We
I think you should do a short. You should do a short movie on that. T.
Somebody write me a script and I'll do it.
Okay. Or you write one.
You're a writer. Write your own script.
Not that good. I can't. I haven't written a good. No, I haven't written a good script
yet.
This is the part of the stream where we bully T into writing more. Yeah.
Hey, that's how you become a good showrunner. You got to get to writing.
I did accidentally write a song the other day.
Tripped and fell into a song. Excellent.
Yeah, love that.
I was kind of challenged to, and so I took some inspiration from Mongolian throat singing and Athabascan music and Germanic music, and then kind of wove those all together into something that was a little bit of like a house anthem or hymn type song.
We're going to ask you to let us hear it. You know that, right?
Yeah,
I'll share it with you two, but no one else.
Style. That is so cool.
It's not produced yet,
when I was writing Bloodstones.
Yeah. I don't know why those were the ones that. I mean, I know why the Germanic came to mind, and I know why Athabascan or like Alaskan inspiration came to mind. But the throat singing, Mongolian throat singing, it's just kind of like it's because I wanted that deep, resonant, almost dwarvish from the Hobbit type sound to it, which also comes from the Germanic side. But
Pete is so excited he stopped being able to spell, and he's very good. He's a very good. He is very good spell. Yes,
it's not very good. It's really not.
You say that, but
yeah, but you always say that.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not very good. Sends me a short story, and I like start reading it, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what's not? I'm missing something. Did you send me the wrong one?
Well, that is, in my opinion, the best thing I've ever written. So
yeah,
I don't think I've sent it to Andrew yet. I think Liam.
What's it called?
The only one who read it.
What's the title? Maybe you have.
The Arbiter. I don't think I have. Have I sent you anything?
Maybe you have.
I don't remember. I feel like I don't know. But that's not going to be published anytime soon, if ever.
I mean,
there's lots of other things that have to
keep an eye out for anthologies.
Right, but that's very short. Like that's flash fiction. It's like 5 pages, 6 pages, I think.
Yes, you know who's looking for flash fiction? Incense Punk.
It's not. It actually kind of fits into Incense Monk. It kind of does a little bit.
They pay.
You could get money.
But
It's not a lot of money.
The reason why it's not going to be published anytime soon is because it may or may not be connected to my 7-book epic fantasy series. So
start seeing
things may change. Things may change.
Sure.
There's no more to say because I'm pulling a Tolkien and developing it for 30 years before I start writing.
No.
No,
We're not going to let you do
that's
that.
That's not true. I haven't figured out how to tell the entirety of the tale, and so I need to get that endpoint before I can.
So I can't speak for Andrew, but I probably can in just saying that we should have a chat, the three of us, sometime, and we could maybe light a little bit of a fire under that.
I'm not opposed to it.
We're not so much asking as telling.
No, it's like, so when are you free?
Well, I'm about to start rehearsals for a Shakespeare play, so
Well, good. You need something to do, and you're not at the
Right.
rehearsal.
When you're
Which
bored.
play?
Pericles.
Cool.
So that'll be fun.
Part of the Apocrypha, isn't it?
Like the Catholic Bible Apocrypha?
No. The Shakespeare Apocrypha.
Oh, I have no idea. It's a great tragedy about a prince who kind of gets marooned, a little bit of a seafaring vibe. It's fun. You should come watch it.
I would be there so fast if it wasn't a ridiculous. Like, I'll be there in
8-hour travel time or 8-hour flight
4
time.
months.
Yeah.
Don't you have to get on a dog sled to get to Alaska?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a boat.
They don't even have
It's
an
the
airport.
fastest way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I usually took a boat, and then
Yeah.
I'd crash on several of the islands on the way
You
up to
could-
Dai and
Yeah.
Skagway in the
You
Yukon
could
Trail.
Absolutely travel up the river. Yeah. Get on the riverboat and travel up here.
Yeah.
Did I tell you I replayed that recently, Andrew? Because you sent it to me and it kicked
I
off
sent you the link, right?
the thing. Yeah, and I played it again. First of all,
So
it's way
good.
shorter than I remember.
I know. It's a lot easier when you're an adult and you know what you're doing.
What's this?
Yukon Trail.
Yukon Trail. It's like an ancient person.
Is it like Oregon Trail?
Yes.
Yeah.
They made it after your Oregon Trail 2. They made some other trails like Amazon Trail, which you could never win because you'd always get killed before you got
Yes, I
pictures done.
remember
It's
that.
awful. Because
That was
that
a
one, all your
horrible
jobs to
game.
do was to go up the Amazon and take pictures of animals, and then inadvertently a snake or somebody with a poison dart would kill you.
Nice.
But Yukon Trail is really well done. It's a non-fatality one, but it walks you through Yukon Trail from Seattle all the way to the Yukon, and really good like images, and it's a really good story.
See,
and you get to do the whole thing.
I feel like Tori should come up here for research.
I know,
100%.
100%.
I agree. Because at some point, Hunter's going to skedaddle back north.
Mhm.
It's not like Alaska has played a role in the gold rush or anything like that.
No.
It's not like there's lots of history
There might be
in my
something
area
up
or
there I
anything.
could, scratch out. But
Yeah.
maybe, that might be far enough in the future. Book 2 isn't up north, but book 3 might be. So
There you go.
That'd be fun.
yeah. Book 2 is south in the big cities,
That'll be fun too.
which is Hunter in a big city.
I started seeing videos on Instagram of hat makers.
Oh yeah.
And it's so cool. It's so cool.
I love watching hat makers. They're so cool. Someday I'm going to have one of those really expensive, like I'm going to have a replica of Hunter's hat made.
Yeah, there's a guy who just opened up a shop here in Colorado Springs, Tori, and he does customs. There was a hat, I didn't get to go into it. There's a hat shop in New York, and I looked online to see how much their hats were, and it guilted me out of not going because it was like $600 hats.
Yeah.
There's a guy in Japan. He does not ship to America, and it makes me so mad. He makes dessert hats. So it's like it looks like a straw hat, but it's a pie, or it's a Japanese cloud, Japanese cloud bread pancake, and they're all incredible. But he doesn't ship to America, and I'm so mad because I would very much like one. I would like to go to a show wearing a pie on top of my head. I'll send you links to that one later.
Well, especially with your cozy's coming out now.
Yes, the next one.
Hey, I mean, that would be amazing.
We could try and plan something, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but we could try.
Sick. I will come. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
We could stay in a cabin and feed grizzly bears and write books. Actually, not.
Two of those things are great ideas.
I don't want to see a grizzly bear, to be honest. If we don't see one, I'll be okay with that.
I don't think I've ever seen a grizzly bear. I've seen brown bears, but it's been a long time. And I've never seen a polar. Well, that's not true. I've never seen a wild polar bear. I've seen one in the zoo.
Yeah.
Same.
All right. Going back to, I remember the thing that I was going to say.
Okay.
And it's going back to one of the first comments that I made tonight about my favorite author. And I just got to say,
you're pointing the wrong way, Tori.
I've read more books by one of you than by the other.
Well, that's true.
And you could even say,
that's not hard to do.
I'm
you
never
could
gonna
even
beat
say,
that.
you could even say,
so it is a race.
Every
it is a
book
race.
No.
by one of these authors and not by the other. So there is that.
I will accept defeat now because it's never going to change.
You have more books than he does.
I do.
That's true.
I just don't have them yet.
Yes, it is.
I just don't have them yet.
Andrew Wizard, who just showed up, does.
I will
Yes.
be very quickly not your favorite author if you go back that far.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
He could end up reading more books by Tori than me. Right, Andrew? Because I think you have horse books.
He does.
I have one.
He met my mother. That's why. He met my mom. That's how he has. Yeah.
We need book reviews.
Yeah.
You guys are great. I hate you all.
We try.
I'm kidding. I don't.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, I've been through a whole process, a whole journey with all of that, because I like that feels like a complete lifetime ago, because it was.
It was, yeah.
But also being very proud of what I accomplished at that age, and also recognizing how far I've come, hopefully, as a writer since I was 12.
Yeah.
But that was in a lot of ways a very rough era for me in terms of just the expectations and the pressure and so there's a lot of complicated emotions with those. Yeah. But I'm very proud of Tiny Tori for all of her hard work. She did amazing.
I think that's super cool. I think
Thank you.
your story as a writer is really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As is Andrew's, but we're talking about you at the moment. So
clearly, because this is Andrew's stream, so that makes sense.
Well, we already talked about his book. He just made $10,000 off one book. So
that's true. That's true. Well, 4 books technically. Sort of.
He's only publishing one for the first time.
That's true. That is true. Fife and Drum is carrying the weight. Yeah.
And according to Sam, it carries the weight well. So hopefully
he says it's his favorite book of yours that he's read.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to read. I really need to read it still.
Yeah. But thank you for saying that, T. I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me.
Well deserved.
As much as I'm deflecting towards Tori, but
well deserved.
Honestly, either of you could absolutely be there. Right. It's just mostly due to the fact that I read Deathless and Bone Shroud right at the perfect time.
Pick your fighter. Yeah. Well, I feel like that makes a lot of sense too, because I feel like a lot of the things I know you really enjoy as a reader in terms of theme, in terms of character archetypes. I mean, Andrew really writes into a lot of that. So I think that you guys were kind of a author-reader match made in heaven a little bit.
Yeah. But even like I was telling Sam the other night, I don't write to theme.
Right. And
I
I think
discover
that's
the themes later.
that's part of why your books
Yeah.
work so well for me, is because you're a story first.
Right.
And that's what I like. That's what I think about, is story first. Let's see.
Well, because I'm inspired by a lot of the same things you are, T. Like Hamlet, favorite play, and it's like I could watch it a million times by a million different performers, and I'm going to get something new out of it each time. And so I think not that I'm going to be the bard, but I aspire to write books like like Shakespeare did, because there's so much nuance when your story can be taken multiple different ways. So I don't know if I'm there yet, but
I feel like I've always seen the tone of your stories being very they feel very much like you're sitting down by a hearth and there's, you know, the oral storyteller that sits down and everybody kind of, you know, gathers around. It has that sort of feel to it. I'm trying to think if there's any other authors that I would say. Farseer a little bit. I can definitely, there's some of that in Farseer for sure. That kind of like sit by the hearth, be told a story kind of feel to it. But yeah, it's very relaxed, and I like that a lot.
And I wonder if it's because we don't intentionally do that. Like I can think of a couple authors who do it, who intentionally do that,
right?
But that ends up being forced.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I will say a point in Tori's favor. I read
They're coming.
I read both Quaint Creatures and Dread Knight for the first time in 2023.
Okay.
And that's the year that I read Bloodstones. And Bloodstones is my favorite book of the year. So there is that.
I mean, I'll take it. Yeah, I think that's the biggest, and that's why I was asking you, Andrew, about, you know, I really try to absorb as much as I can from authors that are, you know, have finished second or third books in a series, because I feel like there's such a different pressure to a book 2 or a book 3, because it's, you know, you're not setting up and playing in the world anymore. Now you have to do the hard work of the series, and I think that really separates authors really fast. So
Bloodstones came out in 22, didn't it?
23.
It did come out in 23.
I think you read.
So I must have.
But Dread Knight didn't come out until 2024. I think 24.
That's what I did wrong. 24 is the year that I meant, not 23. Yeah. Because I read it in January, the audiobook in January, and I listened to it in January. So that's.
I think that makes more sense, because 24 is when Dread Knight came out too.
Yeah. But 23 is when it came out. Okay. So it's a long time ago. Pete's comment made me think of that.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, I am a little bit, because I'm home and I am sat and I'm relaxed. But yeah, it does. You know, it's funny because I feel like it feels a long time ago, because for me personally, so much has happened in my life since 2023. But also I think just because indie authors are just on the hustle bus. Like there are so many books coming out and so many authors that are, especially with the shorter, like more episodic series. I feel like that there's been a shift into a lot of that in the last few years. So I actually, Casey and I were talking about this like last week, and I had to stop kind of mentally beating myself up over it, because 3 years between books is not abnormal, especially for something that chunky. And I kind of lost a year in there too, so it would have been shorter. But we got Cold Silver out of it, so at least there's something.
Yeah, you did.
And Hunter's pretty great, so I'm happy about that. It all worked out. And now I do feel like too, Andrew and I have had this conversation a lot about how you challenge yourself with every book you write in some way, and you write the book at the right time, if that makes sense. And I feel like I'm so much more equipped to handle Queen's Wolf now than I was even a year ago. So, you know, so I think, so for you, Andrew, out of curiosity, out of the books you've written so far, which one do you feel like has challenged you as a writer the most? And in what way? I'm going to put you on the spot with all the hard questions.
Sure.
As you should.
Oh man. I think the most challenging book I've written was probably Dread Knight. Not the hardest to write. That was probably Gloves or even Baker's Dungeon, because Baker's Dungeon has taken forever to come out. I wrote it. It took me forever to write it, for one, and then it's taken me just forever because I had to get I got an artist for it, so that just pushed my timeline down. But Dread Knight, I had a lot of loose ends to tie up with that.
Yeah.
And I was following up from Gloves, which probably tried too hard as a book. And so I needed to do a lot of tie-ups without giving up on what I had written in Gloves. So I was not going to make any apologies for how much of a shotgun that book was. And so I had a lot more things to tie up. But it was so satisfying because the end of Dread Knight is effectively, I'm effective in many ways. I'm now from here on in no man's land, because the end on the place with the thing and the guy is how the original series in the 90s sort of ended, albeit very differently. So to get to finally to that point, to get where I could get to the point and say, okay, I hit the end that I knew was going to lead into more things anyway, was a lot of fun to finally reach. So it was a lot of challenging. It was very challenging.
4 books of you building up to all of that, that's a lot as an author of things to keep, close to the chest for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's hard. It's hard to keep things close to the chest, even with friends that who are reading. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think I know you've said that about Gloves before. I actually really like Gloves. I think
I do too.
That was,
but the complaints I get are on like, that's where it's an overwhelming number of names and political things happening all at once. And so some are overwhelmed, and I'm just like, you know what, just trust the process. It does matter.
Yeah.
And I'm not apologizing for it, but I promise it matters. And so that I could get into Dread Knight. So I love all 3 of them. I don't dislike them, but I can look at I can look at them and say, I know why people didn't appreciate this thing. Yeah. And is it a Gap book? Sure, it kind of leans towards Gap, but also it's the first half of the second half.
Yeah.
So, which is what happened with the first 2, right? The first 2 were 2 halves of a whole. Then I wrote 2 halves of the whole, and together they make 2 halves of a whole. Yeah.
A little bit less.
What's that?
A little bit less than 2 halves of a whole for the first 4.
Yes. 40%.
Well, because Dread Knight ends like the first arc.
Right.
Correct.
So, I don't know if you're willing to answer this, but in the next arc that you start with 5, is it like, are we doing a time jump? Are we picking up, is it going to be similar characters?
Yes. Okay. So it will take, I think I'm settled on it being approximately 3 years later.
Okay.
There might be a little bit of timey-wiminess happening in it, but at least Hannon's story will be 3 years later. And so generally everybody else would be approximately that, and then it will timeline together pretty easily. And it will be 3 books in the next arc.
Okay, nice.
Originally I was going to do 2 sets of 4, and I realized that the characters, I've set up so many different lines. Great, good. But I need to not try to get them all to land at the end of book 10.
Yeah.
So I need to say, okay, well, can I do this person's story and they finish by 8 or 9, and then they're done with their story. And so then that way I can be more intentional about, okay, I'll give you a few interludes with this character, but this really is not their book. We'll get to them later, so that I can really concentrate, because the next 3 books are super important, and then the final 3 books will be. I know where they're going, but that's going to be a totally different trilogy too. So, yeah.
So T, do you have a favorite character in Collation?
Jenid.
Nice.
Yeah.
Valid.
Me too.
It's
Wait, what?
it's a lot of it
he's
has
too
a
easy
lot
to
to
write.
do with, well, I mean, there's a lot of it is his story and his especially in those first 2 books with his search for deeper faith.
Right.
And that's something that really resonated with me and has stuck with me throughout the rest of the series. And so absolutely, he maintains the spot as my favorite character.
Yeah, I can say he's my favorite character in the way that he's my friend. Right, like he's my best. He's my best friend out of the group, as opposed to Hannon and Ralia are so much me to the they're who started it all. Like they are from the beginning, and so Jinid. Jinid's been around too, but like Jinid's my friend, as opposed to, even though there's so much of him in me and him, but that Hannon and Ralia are my story heading through the anyway.
Yeah.
How about you, Tom?
Go ahead.
Sorry, real quick. Both Kotium and Soraya are both could easily be up there though.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think for me it's a toss up right now at about a third of the way through Dread Knight between Hannon and Soraya. I think those are my top 2.
No surprise.
Not really.
No.
Soraya, I will protect at all costs.
Right.
And if anyone looks sideways at her, I will take them out. Hannon, I think he did not start as my favorite. I also love Jinid. I really like Jinid a lot. But I think I find Hannon's struggle with himself the most intriguing as a character arc so far. Yeah.
And that totally makes sense for you as a character reader.
Yeah.
Right.
That's me. Yeah. But I do really, even when, because I'm trying to remember when you introduced Soraya. Was it?
She's pretty early as an interlude character in book 1.
But she gets her own POV in Gloves, right?
She starts to, well, she kind of interludes POVs, and then in number 3 she gets a lot more.
Yeah.
And then number 4 a ton.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I remember getting to Gloves and I think it was actually Gloves where both Hannon and Soraya kind of became my favorite characters. Because I think I'd been with them for enough time at that point that I was starting to like, oh, okay, this is what we're, Yeah.
I do think the objectively right answer for anybody though is Dane.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
Dane, I'm very curious to see what you end up doing with Dane. I'm very curious.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Me
yeah.
too.
There's a lot of directions you could go with that.
Yeah. I will say in the next trilogy, in the next 3 books, you've already met them, but there is new character arcs, like new POVs coming.
Okay.
For the twins.
I'm excited for that.
Also like the twins.
I'm going to slow burn them into book 6 and then 7, and then they'll be I can't say more than that, but I can always definitively say that you have met all the characters in book 1.
Nice.
You don't meet anybody after book 1 that isn't, besides villains, but
right, but POV characters.
Exactly.
I feel like the twins are so like them and us as the readers, we're all in the peanut gallery together, and we're all just side-eyeing everybody.
Well, what's funny is the whole cast are peanut gallery.
Yeah.
I wrote, none of them are the heroes, but they are. I like writing from the side.
Yeah.
Watching in, kind of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
Yeah.
And then they get to have parts that are actually playing bigger parts in the role, because I really wanted to avoid Chosen One trope, and so instead I just told from all of the side characters, which is maybe why I can write cozies, because I love writing from the NPC's point of view.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think people often, I mean, I'm such a Motley Crue person and such a character person, I feel like you can tell very quickly how deep an author is willing to go as a character writer by how they write the character that's only on page for like a few sentences.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because I've read some authors who within 3 sentences to a paragraph can give me an entirely built side character that we may only meet for a few minutes. But I love when people put that kind of attention, because this is a person that walked through the space who has a whole life before they get there.
Right.
And I think too many authors rely on this really small axis of their cast, and the rest is just cardboard cutouts, and that's always really disappointing. Yeah.
Yes, you can buy direct from me. Just ping me and I will give you what you need. My main website is down right now. I'm rebuilding it, and then I got distracted and haven't finished rebuilding it. But I can totally get you figured out for direct sales. So more than happy to do that. Yeah.
Fair warning, though, you will have an entire shelf of your bookshelves.
That's my author goal. Is not. Yes, I'm going to be writing a ton of collation books, and that's because I want to. But like one of my personal like vindictive author goals is to fill a bookshelf for every person, and so that's been a long goal. Once I started seeing my books fill up shelves, I'm like, what's it going to take for me to fill up? And it's not just a matter of spam; it's a matter of I want to own that shelf, so that there's a reason you have that. And that means going beyond it too, because then you can pick the ones you want beyond that shelf as your favorite.
Well, it's kind of saved me only because you and Trisha are now on different shelves, because I have split my fantasy and non-fantasy.
Yes.
So that helps.
Yes. Great minds.
I need to get the rest of Patricia's.
What have you not read yet?
What have I not read? Well, it's easier to say the 4 that I have.
Okay.
I've read the 3 Clock Tower, and I've read the first Sam Shovel.
Okay.
I have the second Sam Shovel, but I haven't read it. So
you're missing the second. You have the second Sam Shovel.
I have it.
Yeah, Anna Catherine Green.
Yep.
And
then the Slings and Sparrows or something like that. Yeah.
So. I am no pressure, Trisha, but I am really looking forward to the next Spokane someday.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. They're so good. They're so good.
They are.
I should just go back and do a reread.
They're so worth it.
Yeah. They're so
good. Tori, who's your favorite character from Needle Leaf, though?
Leaf. I mean, come on.
Good. Right.
I remember texting Andrew because Thrice was the first book of his that I read.
Yeah.
And
I know where this
he viscerally, like, you know how when you see the cutest baby animal you've ever seen, you have that visceral, like, oh my God, it's so cute. I need to protect it. And it, I pretty much immediately when Leaf was on page for the first time, I remember texting Andrew and being like, as a mother of young children, he is so believable. Like he is so, he just exudes that like small child energy, that innocence, that wonder at the world, and the complete unawareness of things around him in terms of danger. And I just love him. So, yeah.
Good night, KE. Good luck.
Good night. You got it.
How about you, T?
It's Joven. I like the I like the brawler aspect of him, but how that's balanced out with his restraint and his wisdom. That I really appreciate that. There's so much little wisdom in those books. Not little amounts, just like little pieces that are snuck in here that you just pop out at you. It's
Right.
How about you, Andrew?
I'll say it's a toss up. Joven's is easy, but Slant and Guthru are
fun to write.
Are so fun to write.
Yeah.
Reading through Bulgariad, I totally see the influences.
You're right.
It's so obvious.
Yes.
Not in a bad way. It's influences. It's not
not derivative.
Rip-off. Yeah,
exactly. Like even though I've said that like Sved is kind of Barak, he's really not Barak at all. But it was the short guy, tall guy appearance that I wanted to insert at that point. And then Slant, of course, just is Slant. So
yeah.
So the Collation Saga used to be called the Collation Quest, and my whole family still cannot think of it as the saga.
Easter egg.
Easter egg. Epigraphs. Yeah, epigram. That works. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But yeah, it used to be the Collation Quest. My brother still can't call it anything but the Collation Quest because that's what it was from 1995 on. So yeah, I love writing the epigraphs. I didn't do them in Thrice, and I don't know why, and so I had to stick with not doing them. And in a lot of it, I think I had to do with pacing. I was trying to keep that as a fast paced. But a lot of the epigraphs are like holdovers from years ago, and I like saved them and decided what chapters they go in, and I have to fill in. But now I write all my epigraphs after I write the book, and they're not always tied into the chapter. Sometimes it's a feel. And so I'll write them based on feel, or I just feel waxing poetic. Like in Bone Shroud, there's an epigraph after you've met Whisper, and it's like 7 times the core knocked, and on the 7th time the infalt died. And then it opens up with Whisper doing something, and people are like, if you kill that dog, and it's like, no, just messing with you. But I love writing the epigraphs, and oftentimes if I really don't know what to do, I'll do another Traveler stanza, and then those are usually tied into what's actually happening in the chapter. And someday I actually need to finish like writing the Traveler as a but I'll probably wait because I got 6 more books, so I can put more Traveler stanzas in, and then at the end of that I'll say, okay, what am I missing? So, but someday I'll write the Traveler as an epic poem, and then I'll have to print it, and T will have to have one shipped to him. So,
and it will take too long.
I got Fate of Thieves in an acceptable amount of time.
Yeah,
that was actually pretty fast. I was pleased.
Well, but you're in Minnesota though, so dog sled to Alaska through Canada is a little faster.
Bit,
yeah. It's like a fast track.
That's right. Did you hear about those singing dogs?
Oh, the lady with the huskies.
She had one husky that was a singer, and so huskies sing, right? They sing, but they never sing and run at the same time. And this gal had one dog who would do both, and she could run and sing, especially when they were hitting a hard time in the middle of the night. They needed encouragement. She'd start singing, and the pack would go faster. And then she died, and they went out for their first ride. I know they went out for their
quickly.
Yeah. So the dog dies, and they go out for their first ride without her, and they're riding in silence. And then, as they're running, one of the dogs starts singing. Then another one, and then the whole sled team is singing out loud as they ran, and they're now known throughout Alaska as the singing dog sled team because they sing as they run, and it's just like,
you can't write better.
No.
Somebody needs to make that movie.
Cried hard. I know.
Another dog movie we'll all cry at.
Yes.
That I do actually watch the reels you sent me, by the way. I did watch that.
I sent that to you?
Yeah, you did.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably did. I sent so many reels. Who even knows? But yeah, that was a good one.
If anybody wonders what authors are actually doing when we're not on screen,
we're not writing.
We're sending each other memes and
yes, usually about frustrations of writing. Yes.
Correct.
I saw one yesterday. I didn't send you that was like author setting up for the day, and it's 9 a.m. and they open up their computer and then they drink from their tea and then they drink from their coffee and then they drink from their Coke. They take off their sweater and then they get ready to write and they finally set it and then it's set and then she looks at the watch and it's 3 p.m.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, that's what it is.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's any creative endeavor, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's true.
Music memes are exactly the same. So
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yep.
Especially when it's throat singing.
yeah, I don't know. Haven't learned how to do it yet.
You'll get
Yet.
there. Yes, that's right.
Everything is yet with me.
That's
I
right.
would love to learn it all. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel that. I feel like authors, that's kind of a prerequisite almost for being a writer, is that you're just so curious about everything.
Uh-huh. Absorbing hobbies. Yes.
Yeah. Serial hobbyist.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a lovely evening, and I appreciate you both coming and celebrating with me. And Sam,
Absolutely.
if you do watch to the end, I appreciate it. Thank you all in the chat for coming, for celebrating, for backing me on Kickstarter. I will throw my books at you as fast as I possibly can through a padded mailer as soon as I get them. It will be sooner than you think. I will keep everybody updated because there's lots more to come with this project and the next project and many more to come. And my heart is full tonight and I greatly appreciate you all.
Congratulations, Andrew.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Got a series finished.
I got a series
And
finished.
thanks for writing us another book.
Yeah.
Always happy to help.
We do appreciate, even as much as we complain about having too many books to read, we really appreciate it when you write
Hey,
more.
my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure.
Agreed.
So with that, I say adieu to you all and have a wonderful evening. And I will see you next time when I write another book.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night.